get it without the sun. Yeah, face this way.
No, because I'll fall over.
Hello. So, we're going to do a little walk up to the allotment now, just to our plot. We've just come through the gate, it was locked, so I don't think anyone else is here. There are a few footprints, but because the gate was locked, I don't think anyone's here. So, I'll walk up now and I'll give you a little look around some other people's plots and just the general walk up to our plot. I have been a bit worried about them netting, so we'll have a little look. See what needs to be done. Oh dear. So we've got, it looks like that one survived. That one's done all right actually. And bear in mind we had probably about a foot of snow. I'll insert a little video of our front garden just to show you what it was when we left this morning, and a few photos of a snowman we built.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Can you do this one by class?
Yeah?
Am I doing it right? So it looks like nothing's really, has it snapped? Yeah, that's snapped. So that's one needs replacing there. Some of the prints were a bit, I used some old filament on some of the prints, so that just looks like it's bent the wood. Oh, and has anything snapped? I've got two corner pieces over there that snapped. This looks like it's just fell out. It's fallen out. This one looks okay. So it does show that the 3D prints are actually not too bad. This bed's drooping a little bit. But, oh, is that a rip? No. That's, it looks like the weight of it is just, yeah, if you look here, so it snapped a few of them. So it's definitely something that we're going to have to take note of making sure that if we're getting weather like this again, we're going to have to take the nets off. However, that's not the only thing we're doing today. We've got something in this box, and I've set it all up and I've made sure it all works at the house. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a cool transition to me showing you it all set up and working through editing. Hello again. Right, so we've sorted out the nets. My wife's laughing at a pigeon that nearly fell. That's the only reason for these nets, are the damn pigeons. So it didn't do too bad. Now, we had a few snaps and they usually ended up snapping on, I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll actually get you an old piece that I've got and I'll show you that. Now I've got a bucket here of some old prototypes that I had for this. So if you look really carefully, let me try to see if I can get this in line, if it'll do it. Nope. There we go. So if you see these little lines here, now the way 3D printing works is it puts down a layer and then it moves up just less than a millimetre and it puts down the next layer, and as a result you can see these lines. Now I had some old filament, and that filament, let me turn you around, hold up. Yeah, that old filament was about 4 years old. So the material that we're using is called PLA. I'm not sure the scientific name for it, but basically it's made out of glucose from corn, so it's all biodegradable eventually. But yeah, it's not very UV stable, but it is biodegradable. So it's like, you know, you got to have one or the other, I feel. Now I will be trying out some different prints with PTE, which is the same material that's found in pop bottles, and that's a bit more UV stable and a lot more stronger outside. But I used what I had, and I thought, well, if I'm bringing some plastic up, I'd rather it be biodegradable for whatever reason. You know, if a bit chips off and gets into soil, it's not massive of an issue then, and there's no harmful chemicals in the plastic that could leach out over months if anything gets left in there or anything. Now, what I have been doing is I've set up a little solar panel unit. Now this kit, I'll just show you over here. So from the outside, we've got 30-watt solar panel, and on the inside it then connects over to this solar charge controller, and then that in turn runs down and is charging a battery bank. Now I did try to plug my phone in it, but my phone I think tried to pull like 9 volts from it, and it's rated for 5 volts, so it started smoking a little bit. So quickly pulled it out, and we've decided the way that we'll do it is we'll use it to charge up battery banks, and then we'll use them battery banks to charge up the phone. There's also a connection for me to be able to put in a 12-volt connector on the side, and I'll probably have a power bar here. I'll have some more regulated USBs so that I can still charge my phone. It'll just limit it to the 5 volts, because I think whatever's inside this small cheap thing isn't able to manage that. So the battery, because it is connected to a battery, it's only a really small battery, and this came from a recycled mobility scooter. So, you know, a lot of it's kind of being reused. I'm not too sure about the battery though. It's not really charging up very well. So it is, them batteries have been in under my stairs for probably about 2 years now. So I might need to buy a new battery for it. But that's like a tenner off Amazon. So I'll probably be buying one of them. And yeah, I'll give you a little look at the seeds, because we were worried about the seeds with the cold temperature, but they're quite dry and nothing froze. Everything stayed above I believe 0. No, it probably dipped below 0, to be fair. Let's be honest, we got like down to -7 last night. But there's no ice in here, nothing's frozen over. I mean, we are coming on the back end of it, at the end of this cold snap that we've had. But I will show you this. I'll show you this. These are some of the old canes. Now, we bought some new canes from the allotment store, and they were fine. They were fine. But the old canes that were on the plot, which probably about 2 or 3 years old now, bent. So the plastic bits that I made lasted, but the canes didn't. So yeah, we've still got some replacements to do on the old connectors from the old filament. That definitely need changing. But you know, I think if I can swap over the material over to PTE, then they should last us, I'd say, about 3 or 4 years, and I don't think that's too bad for £10 a bed, roughly £10 a bed. And that's all. The netting was £30, and then the canes all from the garden allotment store. And I think if I'm just replacing a handful of canes every couple of months, I don't think that's too bad. I did watch a few videos of other people's plots where they've come and checked out their beds, and a lot of the ones that are kind of like bought, purpose built for netting, seems to have all bent and cracked and ripped. And yeah, so I like this design because it's we kind of have the whole means of production on every part. So every part's replaceable, every part's really cheap to do, and the parts themselves, I print them myself, so it's very cheap. Each bracket, I'd say, is probably about 40 pence, and if I'm only changing a couple out each year, I could probably maintain it for probably about £5 a year for all the beds, and I don't think that's a bad price for netting at all. But it'd be interesting to see what other people pay. So if you've got some netting up, how much do you pay? How many times do you change them? How long do they last? Because this is our first year, so it'd be interesting to see how everyone else is doing it. And everything's kind of a process of, you know, evolution when it comes to how you design things and how you want it to go moving forward. So I think that's it, guys. I think that's everything. I can't think of anything to talk about. But yeah, we've got power here, so I'm happy about that. And the beds are wonderful. They didn't break as bad as I expected. They lasted throughout the cold snap. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Got the first robins as well.
Sorry?
We've got the first robins as well.
Oh, first robins. I think that's a poo bag.
No, not that. There's some over there.
Oh.
There, look.
See what I can see. Do you see? I don't see.
Oh, that one's a blue tip.
Alright, name calling. Right. Alright. I'll take care and thank you for watching. Leave a thumbs up and a subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Ta-da!